trying to get this camera right and shit. I did a video like this. I explained the history of the scratch, turntablism, DJing, where it came from, the pioneers, the scratches that they invented, all that. But it was a little lengthy and like whatever. So I'm gonna try to just cut to it, just get right at it, and show you technique and show you how to scratch so you can get at your practice and, you know, come up with some routines, you know, get some improv going, whatever. So like basically like look, you got two turntables, right? And a mixer. The mixer turns the sound on and off or lowers and raises the volume, right? So we're gonna start without even touching the mixer. We're just gonna fuck with the record.
Are we on the air?
Play that beat. Do it.
See, I like that sound. Do it. So anyway, I got this marked. So I put a sticker on it so I know where it's gonna start. When it goes, when you push record forward, it's gonna put the sound. It's gonna play forward. Bring it back. You know what I'm saying? You see where it starts, right? Right there. So anyway, the most basic scratch is called the baby scratch. Speed it up. It's called the scribble. You can do a scribble even faster, like you could even do an Uzi. The Uzi is performed by making a muscle until your arm shakes. You gotta make a muscle and hold the record until your arm shakes and then just let it go fast. It's called a Uzi. Basically, like, I'm gonna do another video about timing and shit like that, like rhythm or whatever. This is just scratch techniques. So those are the most basic scratches, right? Just moving the record back and forth at different speeds. Alright. Now, if you want to get fancier, you could move it forward, stop it halfway, and then keep moving it forward like this, and do the same thing on the way back. You notice I threw a little scribble in there because I'm going to be using the techniques from earlier to move you forward, alright? So that's called the tear, where you just like tear your scratch in half. You stop and then you keep going. You could do it 1, 2, 3, 4, you know what I'm saying? You know, you just keep fucking with it. I'm not trying to impress you right now. I'm just trying to teach you how to do this shit, alright? So, we're not touching this mixer yet. So there's a couple other scratches that I know of, like, if you do this, pull back with your left hand and with your right hand, go like this. That's like a fancy little, you know, it's more like for show and shit, like, but it does have a unique sound to it. And there's also like another way of, it's kind of like a tear. Just smack the record on its way forward or back, and it'll stop it real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's a cool one. Also for show, but handy. Whatever. Other than that, like, you know, that's everything we know so far. No fader involved. Now we're gonna start fucking with this fader, alright? Now, if I close the fader, I'm moving the record, you can't hear shit. So basically what you want to learn to do with the fader first is cue your record up. Get it to where it's supposed to start the sample, and just let it go and open the fader at the same time.
Do it.
Bring it back.
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 Do it.
You know what I'm saying? That's the most basic. Now, the faster you go with it, when you do it real fast like that, they kind of call it like a stab or something like that. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you're not even just letting it go. You're pushing it forward to make a faster sound and shit. You could do the same thing going backwards too. Like, you notice with this hand right here, I'm just going, I'm tapping the sound on and then I'm bringing it back off real quick. Like, that's your cut, yo. That's the most important thing that you're gonna learn, how to cut. Because once you get that, you're gonna be doing transforms just like this, back and forth, back and forth. Now, once you got that going, you can go 2 forward, 1 back, 2 back, 1 forward, 3 forward, 1 back. You know what I'm saying? Like, just switch it up. You know what I'm saying? You're constantly switching between different techniques and shit, just to, you know, get yourself out there. You know, get your rhythm going, get yourself warmed up and shit. So once you got, and you could do that at all different speeds. That's called the transform. That's basically it. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you. This is called open fader scratches. What do I mean by that? Well, the beginning of the sample has no sound, right? So if you're moving the record around there, it's not gonna bother you. You're not gonna hear it. You want to push it to the end and stop it. That's good, but you're gonna hear that stop. That's slowing down. You know what I'm saying? So our technique that they came out with was, since there's no sound at the beginning of the sample, you leave the fader on, leave it open. You know what I'm saying? And then you push the record forward, and right when you get to the end of that sample, you're gonna cut it off. So it's gonna be like this, and then you do the same thing. You hold it off, and then you bring it back, and keep it open at the beginning again. So once you understand that, you can just keep doing it, and it's called the chirp. Now you notice I threw a flare in that bitch. Now this is where it gets complicated with open fader scratches. You can start with the fader open, go forward, close it, open it up again, bring it back, close it, open it up again to the beginning of the open fader scratch. That's called a flare. It has one silence in the middle of the cut of your scratch. You know what I'm saying? There's one silence in the middle, and then you're keeping it open at the ends. So it's a flare. It's called, invented by DJ Flair. It's called. Something like that. I fucked up, I know, but hey, I'm a little rusty. I'm doing flares and chirps together. You could also get even fancier and do 2 clicks on the way forward and 2 on the way back. That's called an orbit. It's like even more advanced than the flare. It's like this. I'll start off slow. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you do it fast, it kind of sounds like this. think I got one more for you. This is called the Joe Cooley scratch. It's a combination of a chirp, but you're putting tears in it. So it's extra funky. Joe Cooley. I'm really trying to like think, did I miss anything? Did I forget to tell you something about how to cut? Like, I don't know, dog. But I'm gonna take you out with a little freestyle. Alright, man, the record skipped. I know it's a little dusty in this motherfucker, but there's one more scratch I forgot to tell you about. It's called the crab. Use all 4 fingers for it. Hold the fader closed and just run your fingers across. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Real fast. It's easy. So right there, I was doing like a little crab and forward, and then transform back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty sure I showed you everything I know in like 10 minutes. How to cut, how to scratch, whatever you want to call it. My name's Doc Reeves once again. Thank you for joining me. Peace.